What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Yes, we are. We're talking about Cookie DAO because some BS has happened, and I'm sure a lot of you are aware of the circumstances that are taking place. But I want to say first and foremost, I'm not worried about Cookie DAO at all. I think they have a smart, competent, capable team standing by them. I think that they are here to stay, and I think that they will persevere and prevail from these uncertain times. But with that being said, let me just read this passage here that Cookie DAO pinned 2 days ago on the 15th here. They said, InfoFi is changing, and it's time to sunset snaps. Sunset means the sun's going down. It's time to put them to bed, right? It's the same thing. This is our official announcement. InfoFi is changing. We're making the difficult choice to close the Snaps platform and all active creator campaigns. Snaps, for those of you that don't know, Cookie Snaps were a very big part of why Cookie was such an attractive thing, and why it was a very big part, and I think even still is a big part in their endeavors, and how they're going to be successful and how they're going to attract users to use their protocol instead of just through farming. It's instead of fake engagement, actually bolstering real engagement. But it's necessary. It's a tough and abrupt decision, but necessary to preserve the integrity of Cookie's data layer and products. After discussions with the X team about their API and X use policies, we've decided to shut down Snaps and all active campaigns effective immediately. As of now, we're in active talks with X to determine whether Snaps could continue to operate in a new form. And I think they will. I think Elon, and Elon's probably not the one that made the decision, but I mean, maybe he's got part of that control. The people that are in charge of X, that are running X, I think that they are pro-crypto people. I think that they have their own asses to watch, right? And I think that there's all kinds of legal things that we might not understand that they might be going through as well, that is pressuring this. I assume that if Cookie DAO is being compliant and trying to pull off their snaps so they can keep their accounts open and keep their not interfere with their data layer or anything like that, whatever it is that they're saying, their data layer and products, I think that X will be willing to work with them, right? There's going to be some kind of new form, and I think that's what they're saying here. As of now, we're in active talks with X to determine whether Snaps could continue to operate in a new form, and I think they will. I think they'll work something out, because you've got reasonable people talking to reasonable people. Something reasonable will probably come out of this, right? It just might be different, but very similar, and I would assume that it will come back, because again, this is a really big part of what makes Cookie DAO so amazing, are the snaps and the benefits that come along with that. We always, because again, that's how you generate. It's not how you generate real user engagement, but through that generation of real user engagement, they get rewards. That's a very big deal. It's a very big deal. It's a unique idea. It's something that is futuristic, and Cookie DAO is implementing that. Without that, it's not that Cookie DAO loses any of its luster. That there's nothing special about it. There's a lot of other things that are special about it, but the snaps are a big deal, you guys. This sucks. It sucks that it's down, and that's why we're seeing this drop off. I think that there's some people who just quote unquote panic sold on this news. But we're gonna get into the TA in a second. I actually think this is a tremendous buying opportunity, and I think it's very obvious here that that it is. But we'll get into that in a second. I just want to keep reading this. Try not to get too distracted. We always believed we were compliant with X rules and policies, showing that they have respect for X, right? Given where we are at now, InfoFi is likely to undergo a significant shift. So they're willing to shift, right? We will await X's confirmation and guidelines on whether creator campaigns like Snaps can function in any future form. So right now we're just in limbo. I have a feeling it'll come back, because again, the people in charge of X, whether you like them or you hate them, the people in charge of X, they're pretty rational, and they want freedom of speech. They want freedom of expression. That's the whole premise of all this. And I think user engagement in these crypto protocols, they're also pro-crypto people. So I don't see this going a bad way for too long. I think there's probably a legal hiccup here, maybe on X's behalf, and to cover their own asses, they're shutting this down. I don't know. I can't imagine that they're just going after this for no reason. Or are they creating their own product and Cookie DAO's a competitor? I don't think that's what it is, but something's going on here that I think will resolve itself. And Cookie is clearly, that their DAO is clearly showing readiness to comply and coordinate efforts that will hopefully help bring out the best possible outcome that could be from this, right? We use official data sources for snaps, leaderboards, and we remain a Twitter Enterprise API client, right? Therefore, it's our core priority to remain compliant with X policies. That's why their white paper is on X, right? That their Twitter Enterprise API client. So if they don't comply with X, they don't have anything. They take away snaps, they at least have something still, right? They at least have a project. They at least can still operate. If they operate snaps, if they fudge the user agreement at all, they don't have anything, man. So that they have to be compliant. And again, X I don't think is controlled by these authoritarian dictator type people. That's kind of how it's coming across here is like, oh, you're going to have snaps, well, we're going to shut you down. You're going to have user engagement, bolster user engagement, and give them rewards. We're going to shut that down. I can see where that can be a negative thing, but in this aspect for Cookie, it's actually better because you're actually getting real engagement instead of just users processing transactions, sending transactions, farming, and calling it engagement, right? There's actual engagement going on this platform. So I think they'll work it out. We are also working directly with every project that is live snaps campaign, that has a live snaps campaign. Some situations are complicated, of course. Campaigns were paid for and rewards were promised. We don't have all the answers yet, but we're committed to fair outcomes. You see, this is what I love. This is what I love is that they're transparent about it. Cookie DAO, this, if anything, shouldn't make people panic sell. This, if anything, should tell you you are in good hands with Cookie DAO. When shit hits the fan, they are going to hold your hand. They're saying, yeah, there's shit everywhere. It hit the fan. Look, it's everywhere. It went everywhere. The first time I ever heard that expression, I died of laughing because I'm like, well, that's the like I'm thinking about it now. I mean, that would be such a chaotic environment, and we're in that now. We're in that chaotic environment, and they're like, yes, it's on the walls, it's in the air vents. We are going to clean it up. We're going to make things different. It'll be different, and hopefully it'll be better. Right? They're being transparent. Where a lot of people in the crypto space, whenever shit hits the fan, they're just gone. They don't even lie to you. They're just gone. They're non-responsive. So this in itself shows that I think exactly what we've all known is that the people behind Cookie DAO have integrity, to say the least, right? Provide an update for creators soon. All remaining Cookie products remain unaffected, and we remain a data project at our core. Cookie 3 Analytics and KOL Intelligence provides data to over 200 business clients, which sucks for them, man, because those subscriptions are not cheap. But they still have access to that data. It's just the data might be rendered less effective if there's not people that are the snaps, the participation is a big deal. But there's still going to be people participating in the ecosystem, I have a feeling. There are new things on the horizon for Cookie.fun as well. For the past 6 months, we've been building Cookie Pro, real-time market intelligence for crypto, launching in Q1. See, that's exciting. That's awesome. If you've been affected by the snaps closure, you have every right to be frustrated. See, that's what's great. They're not just like trust us blindly. They're like, you know what, you're right to be pissed. You're right to be upset. It's affecting your livelihood, your money. Some people are literally making money off of this. I think Cookie DAO, just bravo in handling this as appropriately as I think you can. That was a very well thought out message, and if you want to read that yourself, you can. Let's see. Keep the rewards for phase 1 only. Well, that's probably because of the snaps, right? That's probably because of the snaps. At least we hit our KPIs. To all those eyeballs on our profile, Cookie Pro previews are dropping soon. Okay, that's pretty exciting stuff here. There's never get on a Solana intern's bad side. They're funny, man. But I do think that Cookie will prevail from this. And again, if anything, in my humble experience with investing, a project having merit, having value, having something that is worth investing in, the fundamental basis of the project itself is why I invest in anything, right? That's why I invest in anything. But when shit hits the fan like this, I don't care if I know nothing about the fundamentals. If I see a team and they're trying to be transparent, they're trying to do everything that they can to just keep things going and in the right way, which it seems to be how they're doing it, that'll get me interested in the project more, if anything, not less. I don't even have to know the fundamentals at this point, but we do. I don't think that this is a bad thing. I think that with all this volume here, with this terrible news, calamitous event, snaps are gone, all this volume is selling off, and all you got was a slightly lower low in this area that's already kind of like rounded off. I'm not intimidated, man. This is a great opportunity to buy, if anything. Cookie will prevail. They will come back. They'll come back stronger than ever. They got to reorchestrate, coordinate things, but I do think that they'll be back. It's unfortunate, and things are definitely taking a spin for the worst here. But I don't think Cookie's dead. It's clear that they're not dead here. It's clear that they've got other things that they're rolling out here in Q1, and they're going to continue to build, and they're working forward to get snaps back. If not snaps, something like snaps. Perhaps from here we do push down to the 886. That's at 3 cents. We're at 3.68 cents now. That's not fun to think about, but 3 cents at the lowest is what I'd give. If we don't hold 3 cents, if 3 cents breaks, then I might have a different tone. If the market as a whole wasn't struggling right now, then I might have a different tone. Sure, there's some coins that are pumping right now, but some coins didn't just have their legs kicked out from underneath them, right? So I give Cookie the benefit of the doubt. They got a lot of volume here, and they're not going anywhere. I think the panic sellers have already sold. I think most of the selling pressure's already been had. When all the sellers are gone, there's only buyers left. Like, what happens if tomorrow snaps are right back on the menu, or something like snaps? What happens if they come to a solution, because they say they're actively talking to them? It could be any day that something happens that fixes this, or at least puts a band-aid on it. You know what I mean? You'd snap back and higher than wherever you dropped from. I believe Cookie's at a really good point to buy. I still believe that it will see new all-time highs in time. You're at 3.7 cents now. You have the utmost potential to see prices at $1, $10, even $20 possibly by the end of the year. Crazy, crazy potential with this thing, you guys. Absolutely phenomenal potential with this thing. From a low point here to a high point here, we're right at the 1414. You found a little turbulence to the 1272. It is pretty common in these environments to wick a little bit below the 1414, so we might go a little bit lower. I want to look at the short-term stuff and then zoom out from there. Okay, 1 hour time frame here, looking at this. RSI is productive, but not in a good way, right? It's like you've reset, you've gotten all the way up here, you didn't do anything, you're probably ready to go lower, and that's probably exactly what's going to happen. People right now are waiting for the other shoe to drop. My suspicion is the shoe will drop. It's not going to drop as hard. The hammer already came down. There's going to be some secondary selling pressure. It's going to be lesser, and that's going to give us technically some momentum to maybe turn things around. And maybe we still drop lower, but again, 3 cents at the lowest is kind of what I would expect to see. We probably do drop over the coming days, I would guess, looking at the 1 hour there. The 4 hour looks bearish on all fronts. I would assume that we still move down. The daily time frame as well looks bearish. But again, we're at probably historical moments to acquire Cookie DAO, with that being said. From a low to a high here, you hit the golden ratio, rejected the golden ratio, little golden play there, right? Golden ratio support, golden ratio support, golden ratio resistance there. Now we probably do go all the way down to the 2618, which is actually just below 3 cents. I think that that's okay. 2.85 cents. I think that that's okay. Right? This weekly high close. Yeah, I guess we can go below 3 cents and still be fine. I wouldn't want to see us go below 2.6 cents, though, as far as like closing weekly basis goes. I don't want to see us go below 3 cents, but again, oftentimes, and in my experience doing this, we haven't actually seen a setup like this in a while. But whenever you show respect at your golden ratios here, you typically continue to do that. So the 2618 likely is an area that we find support at. And if we do find support here, let's just go back in time and see, is that area significant at all? I mean, prior resistance. You got your weekly high close on this lower white line. The upper white line is the 2618. I think anything between 2.85 to 2.6 cents is acceptable. Maybe 3 cents holds. Maybe we don't even go below 3 cents. But at this point, I'm prepared for anything. There is a lot of volume here. I don't believe that we're done with this move down yet, but I think that in the grand scheme of everything, we have seen the worst of things. We literally have. So when all the sellers are gone, there's not going to be any selling pressure left, and I think we just got rid of a lot of sellers, a lot of would-be sellers here. Anyways, hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Good luck, Cookie. I hope you guys get the results you're looking for. We're counting on you. That's why they call it an investment, man. You got to have a little bit of faith in there too, right? Because you never know. You can invest in the best project ever that has all the right things going for it, and it still flops. There's so many businesses that have all these successful, the most successful potential in the world, and yet they go out of business. You know what I mean? It happens even to good projects, and it's sad whenever it happens. I hope it doesn't happen to Cookie. I don't think that it will. But we need to show some life here pretty soon. I just don't think that it'll be from this level. I do assume probably over the coming days we will move down. Hopefully we show some life when the rest of the market shows life. That'll be the ultimate decider. So we'll keep an eye on it. I'll let you guys know what I'm thinking, what my thoughts are. But yes, it's very disappointing to see this happen. It's of no fault of Cookie. I think they're handling it well. That only makes me more confident, not less confident in this project. I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. bye bye. And that's another thing too. Another thing too. I want to really get heavy on here. In my experience in 10 years in crypto, most projects, when I say most, every single damn project that's ever existed except for Ethereum and XRP have never ever seen a $100 billion market cap or even above an $80 billion market cap in their first bull markets. I have a point. The reason why you don't see anything except for Ethereum and XRP, those are the only two exceptions. Whenever they were first coming out, the market was a lot less diluted, I should say. It was a lot more exclusive, a lot less options to choose from. It was easier for all the institutional or high capital investors to go into these areas because there's really not any other gateways to go through. The reason why most cryptos don't see, when I say most, I mean every single crypto that's ever existed except for XRP and Ethereum, don't see 80 plus billion dollar market caps in their first cycle, is because to get to that level of market cap valuation, 80 billion plus dollars, 100 billion, hundreds of billions of dollars, that requires institutional grade investing. You're not going to get that high without institutions investing. It's a lot of money. Retail can only take it so far. Institutions don't invest in new projects, right? And maybe they do, but they don't go super heavy in new projects, right? Whenever you have like super heavy money, like institutions right now are super heavy in Bitcoin, super heavy in XRP, Ethereum, even Cardano, right? Solana. But these are coins that have been around for multiple cycles. They've gone through moments where Bitcoin had a bug. Ethereum's had bugs before. There was glitches and they had to roll things back. Solana's had bugs where it's been shut down entirely. They've had moments where they literally, the plug was pulled. It should have been a dead project. And instead they worked, the devs worked, they came back and they fixed the solution and it's a better project than ever. They were in the darks. They were in the doldrums of a bear market and they literally made it better. They made the fundamentals better, and they came out on top, and they kept working. Even though they were in the dark, they kept working, and they were tenacious behind all these projects. That's why they stuck around. That's why institutions put money in them, because institutions don't care if you're the most promising project. People with money don't care if you're the most promising project. If they're smart, they don't care. They care about results. They don't care about what you promise to do. They don't care about what it is that you intend to do. They care about results. And the best way to test somebody or a company of what it is they're capable of producing is to put them in the shit, is to put them in the thick of things. Cookie DAO is in that moment right now. This is actually a crucible moment for Cookie DAO where it will prove itself. It will either prove itself or it will fold. I have faith that it will prove itself. I have faith that it will. And these are the times, historically speaking, that are the best times to invest. You buy when others are fearful. You buy in moments like this. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, that's the name of the game. Sometimes you invest in a good project and shit still happens, man. I've invested in plenty of good projects that had plenty of promise. I did my research and nothing. I've invested in plenty of projects that I did my research in and they did well. It's a roll of the dice. It's always a risk to some degree, but the men are separated from the boys. The ladies are separated from the little sissy girls in moments like this. And I think we're going to see some validation, some vindication for Cookie over the coming days and weeks. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you in the next one. I shouldn't say over the coming days, but maybe over the coming weeks and months. The coming days, maybe not. The coming days might be a little bit rough, but we'll see. Take care. Bye-bye. See you later.